Hey everybody, this is Lindsay. I am a current student in our secondary education introduction to education class, and I recently finished my observation at PHS. And my title today, something I've really been focusing on, is teaching with intention, and I feel that this observation really helped me do that. My observation took place at PHS. I was in the seventh grade English class with Mrs. Burrows. It was a really, really fun class. I enjoyed it. I'm majoring in English, so it definitely struck a chord with me. And me and Miss Burrows have been co-workers for some time now, so that was really cool as well. I've been a para professional in the special ed room at Perryville High School for the past 5 years. So to say I've had plenty of observation would be an understatement, but it was really cool to get to be in a general ed classroom and kind of see how things are implemented. As I said, my observation was at Perryville High School under Miss Burrows. We had a seventh grade English. Let me tell you, those little seventh graders, that's hard work. But Miss Burrows really maintained a fantastic classroom. One of the interviews that I got to do was with Miss Burrows. And she hasn't been teaching very long, but she had a lot of really good insights to share with me, and I really enjoyed that. Some of the things I'm going to be talking about within my observation would be the cultural and social aspects of the learning, especially in the environment and how it affects it. We've also got political, social, financial control of schools, which I was unaware of until I kind of did a deep dive with that and did all my observations with meetings and things like that. I'm going to talk about some instructional content that I learned, some strategies in classroom management, and then I would love to reflect about that based on my personal and professional growth within the observation. One of the culture aspects I learned is how important that is within a classroom. You've got your language and your social relationships and how they affect the learning environment. I got to interview Esme Sanchez, who was a junior at Perryville High School. She was of Hispanic descent and she's FBLA president. She had a lot of really fantastic things to say. She said that she felt very like she had a voice at Perryville High School and that they were really working on garnering that and getting students' input, which I thought was amazing. I love that she had that perspective because I've also felt that way as an employee for the past 5 years, that we really do give our students a lot of say in what goes on. We keep them informed of things. And I don't know, I really had such a positive experience within that observation. Miss Burrows as well. You know, she also said in her interview that she felt that we as teachers and also our students had a lot of say in what went on. We're very informed, that the culture and the environment was one that was very positive. I also learned from Principal Norton. We call him Coach Norton. He was actually a previous football coach at PHS, and he was our new hired on principal this year, which we have absolutely loved the changes for that. One thing I really love about Coach Norton is he really sees the importance of inclusivity and equity within the education system. He believes that all students have the opportunity to grow, that it's not just about the inclusivity part, but also the equity of students. You know, we have support based needs. We are trying to remove those systematic barriers to where not every student learns the same, to give them more opportunities, more programs, and things like that. He truly believes that every child deserves a shot, and he knows that there are things out there for them, which I absolutely love that. One of the cultural and social aspects that I observed and how they play a role in the learning environment, the camaraderie between the students. It trickles down from the top. So you have Mrs. Burrows, like I said, who's a fantastic teacher. She really believes that every student can learn. And I believe that that played a really, really important role in her classroom. For example, the fair access that I was talking about, the support based needs, and removing those systematic barriers. She really truly believed that Every student has the ability to learn. Every student has the ability to learn within the classroom. I did observe some aspects of her having to work kind of one on one with a student in there that just needed a little clarification with directions and things like that, but really took that student's strengths and worked with that and really called on him to bring what he had to the table, which I thought was incredible. Such a good thing. Um, as far as the political, social, financial control of schools, let me tell you, I didn't know anything really, even being there for 5 years, of how important it was about the political, which would be more your school board, the social, which is more your PTA, and financial matters, which to me also falls in the category of policy. The school board, as I said, it's very important to elect officials that have the students, teachers, staff, and administration best interest at heart, as well as their connection to the community. And I have to say, Perryville High School has some of the best leaders in place for that. We have recently voted in a retired teacher to our school board, which is really big for us. We know that that is going to be something that is going to be have a positive impact on what takes place because she's been on the inside of it, so she can instruct the other members that we have as well. We have two dads on there. Their kids are currently students. We have our mayor of our town, which I think has great connectability to the community. That's also very important. They play a big role. They make the financial decisions, of course, with the insight, of teachers as well as students, as well as community. They play a big role in that. But the school board ultimately is the vote. They decide with the options given what the best possible solution is for that. So I didn't realize how those things kind of coincided together. They keep, watch on the financial situation. They keep in touch with administration. They hold them accountable as well, get ideas from them, from the community. It's a very open communication between the school board, the staff, the administration, and the community. I love that those meetings are open to the public because I feel that that gives our community more access to what's going on with the school. I sat in on a PTO meeting, which I thought was amazing. You have some really great parents. Unfortunately, our high school doesn't have PTO, which I think we should. But their elementary has an incredible PTO. They help take some of the cost away from parents by doing fundraisers and things within that little community of parents who volunteer. They kind of it's kind of easy for teachers at the elementary to just kind of chill with certain things because they do take over a lot of that, which I love. They take some of the pressure off. And they give a lot of appreciation. For example, they did a potluck while I was observing. They did a potluck for the teachers, did some soups and stews and desserts and things, just kind of a way to say thank you. And they really do get a lot of community help and community effort through that. So I thought that was fantastic. Um, Policy matters. If policy is followed, teachers can maintain their classrooms and give their students the best possible environment for learning. I definitely learned that. And I'm happy to say PHS follows those policies to a T. We have some very knowledgeable people on our staff, on our school board, within our PTO, people who just love our community and our students and our teachers and our staff and are really set on making a positive impact. As I sit back and reflect on the assignments I've done, we've used a lot of technology, which was kind of a big thing for me. I love challenges. I felt very challenged in this course to be more creative with what I was doing. I've been in a special ed classroom taking care of someone one-on-one, so I haven't really got a lot of assignments and teacher things to do, which has been really great for me with this class. I realized my aha moment for me through everything that we learned was that teaching is not just about the subject you teach or how good you are at implementing assignments, how you can pivot, or how knowledgeable you are. You have to constantly be ready to adjust to the students' attitudes, culture, and maintain a peaceful atmosphere while also balancing between an educator and a person talking to another person and helping them meet the need where they are at the time. Great leaders, they don't collect followers, they cultivate other leaders. And that was kind of a moment for me where I was like, okay, this is a service industry. This is an extension of their home. And I am the leader in the classroom, but I'm also someone who wants to guide with patience and with grace through that. So that was kind of an aha moment for me, was just realizing that it wasn't just about the subject I'm teaching, how good I am at implementing things, but really balancing between that and realizing that my students are important. Every single one of them, and everything I do in the classroom matters. My perspective has changed a lot with this course, knowing that there are so many more elements to teaching and so much to be learned while I'm in the midst of it. Being knowledgeable isn't just about being a good teacher. It means knowing how each part plays a role, as far as your school board, your PTO, your administration, all of that, and always be willing and ready for whatever changes come. My years of experience as a para have really prepared me for how to be towards students and how to learn from them. I feel that that is one thing that I definitely take away. I also feel with this course that I have really learned the educational side of it, where our policies are, where we can be better teachers, where we can be learners along with the students. I will say my perspective has really grown a lot with this course. I have more patience for what I'm doing. I have a lot more perseverance because I know that it's just a day to day thing that we have to do, that we get to do, really. That's been a big thing for me. The acceptance that I'm not going to have all the answers and I'm not going to know what to do all the time. But as long as all of those things are in place for me to have a good learning environment in my classroom, I can be accepting of those things and I can grow from them. My philosophy as a teacher is every student, or an aspiring teacher, teacher one day, every student has a voice, every student learns differently, and every student deserves a chance. I want to be an incredible teacher. I want to be one who listens, one who sees, one who teaches with intent and purpose. I really feel that this course has allowed me to kind of see the professional side of things, but it's also kind of weaved in those personal things that we don't think about, such as cultural aspects of it, professional aspects of it, what the environment in the classroom need to be like to be successful at those things. Some of the goals that I've set for myself is to, number one, be a constant learner. I am not going to know everything. My degree means that I took some courses, got a piece of paper that said I was smart enough to do it. But I think that going into it and having that learning mentality is going to be something that really helps me in the long run, to not say, oh, I know everything I need to know, that's it. No. That comes down to my number two goal, which is being adaptable to change. There's going to be so many different changes in policy, so many different changes in administration, in teacher, in children. You get a new set of kids every day or every year at the high school. We get an influx of seventh graders, and then those seventh graders move to eighth graders, and then to ninth graders, and you get more and more in. And I just think that my third goal of being inclusive is just exactly where that comes back to, seeing all aspects of learners, not grouping those kids in with kids I've seen before, but really realizing that all of these kids are different. Every single one of them is going to be different. They're going to learn different. They're going to accept things differently. They're going to grow differently. They're going to grow slower. They're going to grow quicker. And I really feel that that inclusivity is something that I want to set for myself as far as students go. Number four would be to be a positive change to the atmosphere of the students in my classroom and at my place of employment. To be a voice of reason, to be someone who is always willing to help, who's always willing to serve. And I really feel that this course has really helped define me. And my observations that I've had have really helped me to see there's so many different sides to teaching. But I do feel that those four goals are definitely at the forefront for me right now. I would say that my decree would be that I may not have all the answers yet, but I have the heart to try, the humility to learn, and the determination to grow. I will become a better teacher one day, one effort, and one student at a time. Over here, this is a picture of my nephew Reese. He graduated our high school last year, and I got to hand him his high school diploma. And as exciting as it was for me to be able to do that for my nephew, it just really brought out that want in me to hand more diplomas to the students that I love and have helped through the years. So I feel that this course has been excellent. I've absolutely loved my time. I've loved the creativity that it's brought out. I love all of the information that I've learned. I can't wait to go back and read more of what this course has done for me. So I would just like to say thank you, Professor Camaro, for everything that you've shared with us, for helping us to be better learners, for pushing us to do our best in everything that we do. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this.